this, but don't use falling apart things. And what I have over here in this container, this has silica gel in it. These are the exact same roses that I have silica gelled and dried. So you can see that there is a slight bit of color change that occurs on it. They deepen up, they get very papery. This is another type of rose that I did. This is a garden rose, an orange one. And what you can do with these when they're done, I'm going to show you some tricks, is you actually put it back together again. This is all hand wired and taped. I'll show you some techniques on that. The material that we use for drying these flowers is silica gel, and what it is, it's silica sand. It has little grains of color crystal in it. There's little crystals in it that turn a light blue. They've absorbed all the moisture that they can out of the flower. So you bake this in your oven at 275 degrees for about an hour, then they will turn dark blue, and you'll know that your material is dry and ready to use all over again. That's why this is reusable. After you cook these things or drive off the moisture in your oven, you want to make sure you let them sit for at least 24 hours to let the heat out of it. Otherwise, you're going to cook the flour. So that's how that works. You don't ever want to put your product in hot desiccant. You do have to store this in a sealed, airtight container. This blend over here, this is 50% cornmeal and 50% borax powder. One of the issues with the borax is that it will burn the flour just from the chemical reaction. Okay? The silica gel is a lot faster and it's a lot safer. So to do a rose, take your shears and you want to cut it to be about 2 inches long. Okay? And you just snip it like that. You can adjust that if you want to. It's got to be covered in that container. So you want to make sure that's probably a little bit too long. I'm just going to snip that off again. And then over here I have the empty container. You take your silica gel, again this would have been the regenerated type, and you slide it in. You want to get a couple inches in the bottom of it. Just about like that. Just enough to support that rose. And then you take the rose like this, and you pop it right down into the silica gel like this. You want to make sure that it's supported. That is not supported. So you have to start again and just put a little bit more in. Working with silica gel, there are some health issues with it, okay? You have to be careful. You don't want to breathe the dust. It's really irritating to your lungs, okay? And it kind of does get all over the place, so work on a towel. Okay, that rose is in there pretty good. Then to cover the rose, you just start pouring your gel all the way around it. Go to the outside first. Go all the way around your container. You spin your container, straighten the rose out if you have to. It's okay at this point. You can bend it around. Give it a good shake to make sure it gets in everything. Then you start pouring on the top. And then you continue to pour around the sides. You want to make sure that rose is covered up all the way. So you want to make sure when that rose is in there, I'm going to use some of this other sand, that you do cover it all the way. Eventually you're going to get a lot of petals in this stuff, so you're going to have to clean it out.